Hello, guys. Hello, world. Hello, Philippines. This is again Eternal Voice. Okay, I'm just finished my 24 rounds of jogging, and then I rested for about 1 hour, and then I completed also my dinner. Finished already, and back to all of you guys to do again a live streaming. Actually, this topic is very common and everybody knows about this. But we need to really emphasize again, over and over again, so that we could be alerted for the health benefits of this particular drinks, specifically soft drinks or carbonated soft drinks. And then the title of this live streaming is does soft drinks have or offer good benefits to all of us or not? If you're answering that one, I'm introduce myself. I am Engineer Sotero Nepomuceno Jr., an OSH engineer and a registered and licensed chemical engineer. I am in OSH for 15 years plus, I think so. Okay. I'm not working as a chemical engineer for too long because I shifted to OSH. But I also experienced being a chemical product engineer in one of the soft drinks industries in the Philippines, the Coca-Cola Bottlers Philippines Incorporated, the branch of the main branch in Cebu, okay, in Tagbilaran, Bohol. Okay, so I can relate that much to this topic because I've been in the quality assurance department, okay, as a product quality engineer, okay, something like that. But we will never touch about the different tests like that or different parameters in the quality of this soft drinks. This is a little bit different because we need to stress out the health benefit effects, okay, like that. And then I'll be talking for the nutritional facts, something like that, the composition and ingredients in relation to the health effects to human being if we overconsume that soft drink, something like that. Okay? So again, the soft drinks offer good health benefits to all of us. The answer could be partly yes, could be partly no. It depends on the situation. But generally, soft drinks belong to a fancy drink or fancy food and drinks. Sorry, because when we mean of soft drinks or cola, that is under food and beverage industries. Okay, that's been regulated for Food and Drugs Authority (FDA). Okay, because it is food and drinks beverage industry under that category, and they are under a license by the FDA. Okay, Food and Drug Authority. Okay, something like that. Okay, now I have soft drink. Soft drink is only one. Okay, actually, this is a company provided drink during our lunchtime, and this is called Sprite. Yes, Sprite is one of the products of Coca-Cola. I'm not endorsing the Coca-Cola since that's too long ago. It was 2000 working there. Okay, but disclaimer: I am not promoting their products nor discouraging their products or criticizing their products. I'm just talking to the health benefits with corresponding research and with a little bit of my knowledge being a chemical engineer also. Okay, and combination of health effects to our every individual, something like that. I may show to you the Sprite can. Okay, wait for a while. Hello guys, I'm very happy now to do my live streaming. This is a stream Sprite. Wow, the color is perfect. Environmentalist color, yellow, green, and green. Okay, something like that. And we have there the nutritional fat. Okay, it's here. Actually, this is not really called nutritional fact because actually this is not really that very good to the health. Okay, but it's still considered because there are calories, something like that. Okay, so we need to investigate first. Okay, so the nutritional facts are this one. I did never drink because I'm afraid. No, I'm not. That's over. Okay, I really have a choice to drink the green tea rather than this. Okay, like that. Because I don't eat too much, right? Then this is acid, right? Then I don't have too much carbohydrates intake or fats intake. Then the digestion, this needs a very good digestion process because it's acid, right? To neutralize the base, something neutralization reaction inside our digestive system. Okay, inside our small intestine and large intestine, or what we call the gut, GUT. Then what for? I will drink this one. Okay, though it tastes very sweet. Okay, good to the tongue. The most favorite taste of all is the sweet, right? Okay, like that. So, nutritional facts. First, total fat zero. Okay, saturated fat zero, unsaturated fat zero, cholesterol zero. Okay, remember that one. There's no protein zero. So meaning, so this will not be used in our DNA production, including the genetic information. Okay, inside our body. Okay, so this is not helpful for protein synthesis because protein is zero already. Okay, and there's no calcium, zero potassium. So literally, this will not help our bone development to become strong, our bone. Okay, so this will not help. Okay, like that. But there is a caffeine, sodium, carbohydrates, total sugars, and added sugars. 5. Okay, now let's explain one by one. Okay. So I'm telling you, it's partly okay, it's partly not also. Meaning to say is it's partly having also health benefits, it's partly also no having health benefits. But for sure, if your dosage level for this or intake for this is very high and it goes beyond the limit, then it is harmful to human health generally. Okay, be straightforward. The adverse health effects will be diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and kidney failure. Okay, so those two diseases are very common and it requires a very high maintenance costs on the medicine, especially in the dialysis. Okay, and the insulin. Insulin is very expensive. Okay, insulin to keep your insulin hormone to the desired level. Okay, because so type 2 diabetes will be there and you will be developing hyperglycemia also. Okay, usually they are directly proportional with each other. If you have type 2 diabetes, then there's 80-90% you are having also hyperglycemia. Okay, so the glucoses will be also directly related to the sugar, right? Because carbohydrates will be converted to sugar, something like that, right? So the more you are obese, overweight, you are most likely to develop the rest of this type 2 diabetes and other cardiovascular diseases also linked only, but the main diseases are kidney failure and diabetes or diabetic symptoms, something like that. Okay, why? Okay, sodium. Okay, sodium, it will not be dissolved completely inside our body, then it will go into the UTI, urinary tract. Okay, urinary tract, and then the infection will be called urinary tract infection. Then it will lead to the development of a stone, okay, in your kidney. So sodium salts, one of the salt that will develop a stone. Not only that, okay, there's also sulfates. Okay, I'll explain you later why there's sulfates here. Okay, so but first sodium. Okay, now Our body needs salt or sodium because we need hydrochloric acid. Why? Because hydrochloric acid is the main function. It is a digestion acid for all the food we intake inside our body. Okay, that's why we have the HCl inside our body. That's the purpose, digestion of food. That's why we eat salt or we intake salt. So salt plus water will produce hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide. And this HCl is the acid that has the main function for digestion of foods. Though not all foods will be digested, okay, but at least it will be some or a major of it will be digested, okay? Especially the fats, the cholesterol, the phospholipids, they will never be digested completely because they are no hydrophobic. They are not having a reaction with water, and they are not having a high affinity with water. Or they are not polar with water. Water is a polar substance, and they will never react. This, fatty acids, the fats, the phospholipids, something like that. Okay. Okay. So sodium. Okay, number 2, carbohydrates. Okay, this one, as I investigated, the total carbohydrates are 13.2 grams. It's okay because carbohydrates will give energy and it will convert monosaccharide sugar or simple sugars, which are primarily galactose, glucose, ribose, okay, and glyceraldehyde, other aldoses. Not too much with ketone sugars because this is not citrus fruit, okay? Because there's no fructose like this, there's no fructose, there's no ribulose, and there's no dihydroxyacetone. That's ketose sugars, right? We are focusing on the aldose sugars for the carbohydrates for this. This is 13.2 grams. And take note, sodium carbohydrates, and there's also total sugars, which is 13.2. And they're very clever. They try to balance the amount, the quantitative amount of total sugar to the total carbohydrates, really. And this sugar, they mean here, is the refined sugar, the white sugar, the sucrose, which is the deadly sugar. Okay, that's the main cause of that type 2 diabetes, refined sugar. Okay, has a formula of 12 atoms of carbon, okay, 22 atoms of hydrogen, and 11 atoms of oxygen. Carbon 12, H22O11. It's not the C6H12O6, okay, like that. So this is the sucrose, okay, 13.2, huh? Destabilized. And they're very clever, the manufacturer of this Sprite soft drink, okay, carbonated soft drink, okay. And they also equalize that with 13.2 added sugar. Oh my gosh, what's this? There's an added sugar, a total sugar, and there's also carbohydrates. How many sugars will be produced now? Carbohydrates will break down to sugars, right? Glucose, galactose, blah, blah, blah. And so total sugar also, the total sugars, meaning the aldoses, the ketoses, but more on the aldoses, plus the added sugar, which is the sucrose, the table sugar we have, refined sugar, the white sugar, processed sugar. So this is not really good, okay? Like that. For me, based on my research and based on my understanding of the chemical reactions and the behavior of the ingredients and the composition in our body, this isn't really a helpful drink. Though it is good for the taste, because the more it is very fancy to our taste, then the more it is not good for our human health or for our immune health, something like that. So, sodium, carbohydrates, total sugar, added sugar, and caffeine. Oh my gosh, why there's a caffeine? Caffeine, actually, this is a central nervous system stimulant. Wow. Right? From methylxanthine class. Sorry, because you cannot understand some terms. Methylxanthine class in organic chemistry. Okay, these components, okay, will reach to our brain. Okay, after reaching to our brain, it will make us alert and we will not feel sleepy. We are more active, something like that, and we keep awake. That's why be careful in drinking soft drinks when you're going to bed. At least 2 hours before you will sleep, because you cannot sleep because of the caffeine. It helps you to be active all the time. Okay? So that's a problem, right? And then this caffeine also is used as a psycho drug. Okay? Psychoactive drug components like that. Wow, psycho meaning brain, the mind, and it's used all over the world. And this is all caffeine also is very useful in medicinal treatment or used as a medication because it helps to treat the drowsiness, migraines, and headaches for some medicines also. Antibiotics, capsules, or syrup. Those medicines have content also of caffeine. Though it's not high, but there are like that because of a reason it helps you to become energized, active, something like that when you take this. Because this is for the central nervous system stimulant, okay, in the brain, something like that, okay? So that's caffeine. Okay, now. So the level of caffeine is only 400 milligrams per day. Beyond that, it will become a problem, which is also equivalent to 4 cups of brewed coffee. Okay, the presence of caffeine in that brewed coffee, 4 cups. Okay, and then equivalent also to 10 small cans of soft drink. Okay, or cola, something like that. Then imagine 10 cans in a month, something like this. 10 times 30, 300. So, my gosh, you will really develop diabetic symptoms or kidney if you always drink daily a lot of this cola, because the limit is only 10 cans, something like that. Then 30 days times how many a week if you drink cola every time? It's more than the dosage level. So you overconsume the soft drink, something like that. Okay? So you need also to drink this one for only neutralizing the acidity. Okay, because we have to eat some foods that needs to be neutralized, especially meat sometimes, right? So we need to sometimes this is very a good digestion because this is acid. Okay? That's the function of soft drinks. And the taste also is very good. Something like that. Okay? So now that is the nutritional fact. We will going to the another nutritional information, but this is related to carbonated composition. Carbonated, meaning the presence of carbon during the production or manufacture of this soft drink, carbonated soft drink. So I will enumerate one by one. There are 6 ingredients for the carbonated soft drinks. Okay, just a part B, part B nutritional information. I mentioned a while ago is a part A, but this one specifically focusing on the carbonated drink, but still the same. See, they isolate that one here, okay, and then here also, okay, isolate. This is purely for the carbonated composition, okay, like that. Okay, I'll write that here so that we can easily understand something like that. Okay, this is here where we can find the sulfates and the sulfur content, which also deposits in your kidney, aside from the sodium. Okay, and plus the chloride salts. So chloride salts, sodium salts, sulfur salts, and sulfate salts. Imagine it will stack on your kidney. Okay, that's why the main function of this soft drink is not really that good for the health. Okay, like this. You understand? Like that. So I will show you, okay, the reactions involved. Like that. We need to understand so that it will react. Why it will become harmful, right? It's not enough to say, that's harmful. Then what's your basis? It's become harmful. Okay, we should apply logic through chemical reaction. Okay, it's not enough, and then that's bad. Then how you can say that it's bad? You have no evidence to, to link your explanation, something like this. So let's explain one by one. Okay, my gosh. First, where's my pencil pen? Oh my gosh. Sorry guys if I cannot vlog daily ala tool because I'm working really. This is only my passive income, and this is only my, I enjoy the most of this because I love teaching, I love sharing information. That's the main reason also why I'm in safety, because I love to explore my talent regarding speaking capability and sharing information also because I love reporting, research, something like that. So I can easily convey information to anybody else, something like that. Okay, as I told you before, English communication is my favorite subject, okay, and also pure sciences. I'm not really that good in mathematics, but I'm just trying to be studious, so just effort, something like that. Okay, so wait for a while. I need to get my pencil. Okay. Oh my gosh, this one. Carbonated soft drinks. The ingredients are the following. Wow. Ganon. Carbonated. Oh my gosh. No ink. Okay. So, you can also suggest me any health science topic and I will be able to discuss also and vlog as much as I could. Okay. And then I will be able to research. Okay. Read a lot. And then combination of my knowledge in chemical engineering, something like that, or any pure sciences. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Every individual has an acquired knowledge, okay, plus the knowledge you learned and you obtained from any sources of information. So that's the technique there, okay? Like that. So carbonated soft drink. Actually, I don't drink because, if I will drink, I will deviate to my vow, VOW. Vow, or what is it called? A pledge of loyalty that I will be able to drink cola only one time in a month, something like that. Okay, carbonated soft drink. Anybody can explain why soft, why not hard? Why not carbonated hard drink? First explanation, there's no alcohol content. Okay, because usually hard are the alcohol substances. This is only soft because it's are mainly, water in combination of some acids like this, but not really that alcohol, substances involved. So it's not hard drink. Okay, so there's only soft drink. When we mean hard drink, meaning those are having alcoholic content or proof, proof, alcoholic concentration. That's proof, meaning if you have an alcohol percent proof of 90, the 45% there is the alcohol level. Okay, proof meaning it's half only. Huh? Okay, if you say 80 proof, it's not 80% alcohol, it's only 40% alcohol for that. But still considered as a hard drink. But this soft drink is really a soft drink because due to the reason there's no alcohol mixed in it inside, something like the raw materials in this soft drink, something like this. Okay, first, oh my gosh, carbonated water. Sir Sotero, what's carbonated water? You will be confused sometimes because when you speak of carbonated, there's a presence of carbon. Yes, there is, but we mainly mean here that there's a CO2 in the water. CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay, so it's safe to say, or to be sure, all soft drinks have carbon dioxide. When you open at the top of the can, it will like that, and that's the presence of carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide will be released to the atmosphere, something like that. Okay, the CO2. That's what we mean by carbonated water. Though the carbon dioxide are releasing, but the water remain inside the can. Okay, or it will be, leak in the floor if you don't hold properly, something like that, of course, because it's CO2 plus H2O, which is the combustion product. I'm not talking for the combustion of hydrocarbons. I'm not talking for the combustion of the fuel. I'm talking for the normal combustion process only. Okay, because combustion is not only applicable to the petrochemical industry, petroleum. Do not always label that the combustion is always like that, that undergoing pyrolysis, catalytic cracking, involve catalysts in the burning process, something like that. It's not like that always. It's not only for fuel. It's also applicable in organic acid or inorganic compounds that contains carbon. Okay, all of them will involve combustion reaction, and the products are normally CO2 plus water or carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, like this, and then combustion plus oxygen gas or oxidation, rapid oxidation of that particular compound, inorganic or organic compound, something like that. Okay, so I will show you really so that you can understand. My gosh. Okay, so we have carbonated water. I will explain what's this carbonated water all about, Sir Sotero. Okay, like this. Oh, my bond paper is almost finished. Okay. Since that is carbonated water, actually that is already carbonic acid from carbonic acid. So Sotero, what is the formula of carbonic acid? Okay, that is H2CO3. This is carbonic acid. Okay. When this carbonic acid decomposes, undergoing decomposition reaction, it will produce carbon dioxide plus water. Okay? Plus water. Okay. So this CO2 plus water is what we mean as carbonated water. Okay, from carbonic acid. Okay, and let's balance the chemical reaction. Okay, there's hydrogen 2, oxygen 3. Okay, carbon C like this, nothing. So like this. Okay, and then balance the chemical reaction. Okay, like this. So, like this. 3 plus 2x plus 2 is equals to 2x, then 5 is equals to 2x is equals to 5 over 2. Okay, hydrogen or carbon is 1, something like that. Listen to me, I will show you. Okay, later. We have hydrogen. Oh, it transfers the oxygen, no problem. Okay. So 5 halves here. Oh my gosh. So like this. So this is 2x. 2 plus 3, 5 is equals to 2x. 5 divided by 2. So this is 5 divided by 2. In a chemical reaction, we need to avoid fraction. So multiply this entire reaction with 2. So we have now 2 carbonic acid. Okay. Plus 2 oxygen gas is equals to 5 carbon dioxide plus 2 hydrogen gas. Okay, balance again the chemical reaction for the second time. So carbon 2, okay, carbon 5, carbon 2, okay. Then hydrogen 4, okay. Hydrogen 4, oxygen 10. Charot. Oxygen here is 10. Oxygen is 10. So, charot. Okay, it's not balanced because the carbon in the other one is 2 only. Okay, so we need another 3 carbon for this. This is the first reaction. Okay, like this. Okay, first reaction. And then the second reaction will be in chemical engineering. In studying chemistry, in predicting the products, you use the chemistry principles in the different types of chemical reaction. But there are also examples there or some philosophy that will never be applied. So there's exemption also. I will discuss you later. Okay, that's the magic of science. The magic because there's an exemption. Though in rare cases there's an exemption. I'll tell you something. Okay. So even though when I was still a college student, during my first year to third year college, I found also, confused like this. Then as I go along the way, fourth year college and fifth year, I a little bit understand because I'll always go to the library and then I really explore and okay, I'm also listening to my instructors also, and then I also discuss or share or ask guidance also to those, what we call those Vince listers ahead than me, or shall we call them Vince listers? Okay, smart people like that. I will talk to them also and ask guidance. So, sir, I cannot understand, or especially my mentor or something like that. Okay, that are also young. Okay, I will try to confront them. Why like this? Special mention to engineer Stephen Flores. Okay, he is the one also, giving me some information, and I'll never forget him because he taught a lot also to me. Okay, through the presence of Mom Helen Bong Hanoi, because Mom Helen Bong Hanoi and Sir Stephen Flores are, they are on the same batch. Okay, when I am on the third year college, they are fifth year college in chemical engineering at Cebu Institute of Technology University. And every time I found confused, I I consult this Helen Bong Hanoi, and she will be the bridge to talk to this engineer Stephen Flores. At that time, he's not yet an engineer because he's still student, 50 college student. Okay, and he will teach me like this for problem solving like that. So, because I'm confused. Can't understand. And he will guide and like this and I understand. And then I will go also to library to back up with the one he taught me. So I will never be satisfied, something like that. So I keep on, researching so that I can really understand what's that all about. Though I understand partly, but it would not be enough. Something like that. Okay. Okay. So that it could back up additional information and I can go over to other, problem examples or, link other theories behind that. Okay. So like that. So, it's very enjoyable academically. Okay. When I was in college. Oh my gosh. I'm a library boy. Charot. Okay. Second reaction. Okay. Carbonic acid. Sorry, it looks like Sotero, why you're as if you are having a trial and error method. Yes, because science involved trial and error method. And in science, before the scientific research will be approved and confirmed, you have to do a lot of experimentation. Okay, you have to repeat your experiment until such time the results and the output of your experimentation will be valid and confirmed to be reliable and acceptable, something like that. Okay, science is continuous experimentation, so it involves really trial and error method for the first time, just like for our different scientists like Antoine Lavoisier, the father of modern chemistry. Okay, Alexander Newberg, the father of modern biochemistry, modern biochemistry, like that. So, for example, Albert Einstein, okay, the discoverer of the theory of relativity, something like that. E is equals to mc squared, and a lot, right? My gosh, H2CO3. So I can decompose this immediately, okay, as H2O plus CO2. I will discuss you later what are the area that made me confused when I was in my first year college and now. Oh my God, really? Grabe, no? That was 20 years ago or 20 years, 25 years ago. Okay. Okay, this one, decomposition reaction. So there's a heat. In chemistry, we need to put the symbol delta as heat. like this. Okay. Decomposition reaction means splitting of one compound to several elements in the products, something like that. So balance the chemical reaction. Carbon, start first with the element, huh? Not the gas. So carbon 1, carbon 1. Okay, like this. Okay. And then you will say, Sir Sotero, what will we choose? All of them are gases, hydrogen and oxygen. It depends on you because it will be balanced after all. Okay, so let's say we need to do the oxygen first. But others try to evade. There's no problem because there's also a technique. But let's choose first oxygen. Oxygen is equals to 3, charot. And oxygen is equals to 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. And then the hydrogen is equals to 2. Is equals to 2. Oh my gosh! Perfect! Ideally, this is the perfect chemical reaction of carbonic acid. Okay, I'll try the other one also basing on combustion reaction because normally carbon dioxide and water is the product of combustion, right? It's a rapid oxidation. That's why I involve oxygen gas in the reactant. But since this is also a decomposition reaction by involving heat, not necessarily you will put oxygen reactant. This is the exemption I told you, right? Because CO2 and H2O product is a combustion process, right? If you can remember that one, combustion, okay? And then the products are CO2 and water. But in here, we don't put oxygen gas in the reactant. So the rule has been a little bit deviated. So for this is the general decomposition reaction, aside from the combustion reaction, okay? Be careful also. Something like that, huh? Because if you try the other one, if you really force, it will never be balanced. See, I'll try how many steps that it could never be balanced. Okay, so I suspected already, this is gonna be the incorrect one. Because I don't prepare. I told you a long time ago, I did not prepare to execute the chemical reactions. This is on the spot. I did not practice a while ago and I write on the paper. This is really on the spot. Because if this is not really on the spot, I get this immediately hit this as perfect reaction. So meaning to say, this is really on the spot. I'll try these two reactions. And I got this reaction 2 as the perfect chemical reaction, balanced chemical reaction. So the product will be H2O plus water is the carbonated water reflected in the soft drink. This is the soft drink. Okay. The carbon and the water, carbon dioxide and the water are inside the soft drinks when we drink. That's why we manog abda. That CO2 will be releasing and the water will remain. Now I'll explain why water is. So carbonated water already explained, right? Carbonated water. And number 2, we have the lemon flavor. Lemon flavor, because this is Sprite. Actually, the Coca-Cola Bottlers Incorporated, Saudi Arabia, or what's this? What's the manufacturer for this? It's gonna be, Saudi Arabia, the incorporated here, the natural flavor of a lemon. Wow, bonga. There's no question because natural, okay? It's not artificial. So meaning to say the direct flavor of the lemon, okay? Natural lemon flavor. Okay. And I will never question anymore, how can they obtain the lemon flavor of the lemon? That's already their laboratory analysis, how they do it, okay, something like that. So I don't have to explain how they get and obtain this natural lemon flavor, but we just believe and trust that there is a natural flavor of the lemon inserted in this soft drink, something like that, okay? Okay, that's the second ingredients. Okay, number 3, we have the acidity regulator. Wow, social acidity regulator. So this is a new term for you guys, huh? If this is an acidity regulator, that is the same as a citric acid. Okay, acidity regulator means citric acid, the acidity. of this. Okay, English. Okay. If that's regulate the citric acid, so it will become acidity regulator because he or she or regulated the acid. Okay, like this. Citric acid. Unsa pa nito formula of citric acid? Citric acid, you should remember that is C, okay, 6, 8, O1. 6 atoms of carbon, 8 atoms of hydrogen, and 7 atoms of oxygen. That is the formula of citric acid. Okay, like this. And citric acid can be found in the fruits. I still don't know also if this is really the direct fresh fruits they inserted in this soft drinks. But I doubt, based on my experience, it's already a concentrated powder like this. Citric acid, but already a powder. Okay, not the fresh coming from the fruits. It's already a granular powder, but citric acid. Okay, meaning to say a processed citric acid powder, and they'll mix that to concentrates like this, blah blah blah, so and so. Okay, like this, citric acid. Now we have sodium citrate. Oh, there's still sodium as a salt, apart from the sodium here as an citrate. So citrate is related to citric acid. This is only the conjugate base of citric acid. Okay, or the ester of previous vloggings and live streaming. If it ends in ATE, that's usually a base or a polyatomic ion or salt. Since that is an organic compound, so it will become an ester through the process of esterification, meaning to say acid, carboxylic acid plus a long chain of alcohol or a hydroxy compound will yield the ester plus the water. Okay, what's the esters for? The ester will be ROC, double band oxygen, and R. Again, R, single band oxygen, okay, single band C, double band oxygen, and R. So ROC, I will write too much problem, right? Really. Okay, that's why you need to have adequate, not really solid background organic chemistry, right? Before proceeding the discussion, it's really necessary. Okay, so this is an ester. R, single band oxygen, single band carbon, double band oxygen, and then R. This is the ester. This one. Ester. R represents the methyl group or the carbon and hydrogen attachments in the covalent bonding. Okay, something like that is R. So it depends. It could be an ethyl and methyl, something like that. Okay, it depends. And then the double bond oxygen. So this is an ester. This is sodium citrate. It's just like this, huh? Okay. No need to emphasize versus sodium here. That is not our focus. Okay. It will take a lot of time if I can explain like this. Okay, this is sodium citrate. That is an ester. This is an ester. Okay, in an organic point of view. So basically, an ester is a salt. Okay, so ester is a salt, so equivalent in hydrolysis reaction. Salt plus water is equals to a base and an acid. But it's in organic chemistry. But organic chemistry, ester plus which is this one, plus water is equal to carboxylic acid plus a long chain of alcohol compound or the hydroxide compounds, OH negative 1 charge, something like that. Okay, so the principle is just the same, but it depends only to the chemical formula. Okay, carboxylic acid is always the acid of organic chemistry. There's always carbon in it. Remember that one. That's why COOH. But in organic chemistry, only H. When you add H, when the H proton donated to the charge negative, then it will become an acid, right? So always H, a donation of proton, okay, particle, okay? But this ester is always the carboxylic consideration. Carbon must be there. The COOH. And then sometimes you cannot distinguish because if it will be used as a word already. For example, butyric acid. Because sometimes also, I'm not discriminating some instructors here, but sometimes because they cannot also explain well. It depends on the student's initiative also because their time also is limited in the discussion, right? In the subjects to subjects. You have your own effort as a student to go to the library. Okay, you need to spoon feed everything. Okay, your initiative so that you have more stacked knowledge. Because in the examination, all will come out are not taught by the instructors. There will be some that never taught to that from them. So you should be extra careful. That's why you need to surf in different books in the library. Okay, or as much as possible, bring books to your home. Okay, make books as your weapon in your academic knowledge and learning, something like that. For the students right now, fresh year college, career college, not yet graduated from their engineering courses, that's the technique behind, okay, in passing, examinations or maintaining the good grades, especially if you are a academic scholar, something like that. Okay, you should maintain grades, so be careful. Okay, so there's no time for barkada or whatever. You can still have that one, but you should not do that every time. Okay, it will really eaten up your time. Okay, something like that. Okay, that is sodium citrate. So, sir, so tell us a formula for this. Okay, actually, it is NaC6H8O7, something like that. So let's have it break down so that we can understand. Sodium citrate. Sodium is Na, right? In the periodic element, Na. Citrate is a salt. So that is C6H5O7 negative 3. This is this. I told you if it ends in ATE, that could be a polyatomic ion. Okay? Negative 3. That's the technique there. For example, oxalate, chromate, sulfate, like that, manganate. It will always end in ATE, the past tense of eat. EAT, right? Past tense ate. I ate an apple. That's a past tense. You eat the apple, done already. If have word or letters ATE, that means that a polyatomic ion or the salt or an ester. Ester in the organic chemistry point of view, salt in inorganic chemistry. Okay, the same principle, but only into the context of the subject being considered, something like that. Okay, so this citrate, C6H5O7 negative 3 charge. Okay, this is the sodium. Sodium is positive charge, positive 1. This is under 1 period. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the periodic element, right? So it will act to neutralize with each other and it will become sodium nitrate. So it will exchange their charges, okay? Or it needs 3 sodium to stabilize the chemical reaction. So you have to attach or clip them together. It will become like this. No need to explain because I already discussed this, how to combine the polyatomic ion and element in my previous vloggings, okay? Especially if you are BS Chem students, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, or let's say you are taking up BS in Science, major in blah, 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 okay, or Chemical Engineering, okay, or Medical Technology, have Chemistry also, and Pharmacy, BS Pharmacy have also Chemistry, okay, like that, and BS Biology students have also Chemistry, right? Am I correct? Okay, and then also Bachelor of Science in Mining Engineering have so much chemistry, but their chemistry are more on the soil, on the ground, on the mining, something, but still have chemistry, okay, like that, or the metallurgical, something like that, or the alloying, something like that, okay. So sodium citrate will be like this. So I don't attach with each other. No need to, to discuss everything. So this will be our sodium citrate. This one. The charge will become here. This is the negative charge of the citrate, and the charge of sodium will be here, something like this. Okay. This is sodium citrate. This sodium citrate is also the raw material of these Sprite soft drinks. I will put here. Okay. So this is really the chemicals that are really, dangerous in here. Okay, the water is not dangerous. Only the chemicals involved or the raw materials involved, something like that. Okay. I'm not discouraging everybody not to drink soft drinks. You can still drink, but I'm just telling, don't drink excessively or daily at all. Only sometimes, one time a week. That's okay. Because there are limit 10 cans, okay? 10 cans of soft drinks, something like that. So just budget like this, okay? It's not also fair to the manufacturer of this product. Disclaimer, I'm not promoting, I'm not criticizing the product, okay? I'm just on the 50-50 neutral content creator or social media influencer, okay? Or small YouTuber in the first place, something like this. So this is sodium citrate. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I will show you the reaction for this also. Let's go in detailed fashion. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Sodium citrate is an ester, right? So, meaning to say there's an acid. So what is your acid here? In here, you have the sodium citrate. Okay, what's the acid closer to this? Of course, common sense, citric acid. Okay. Okay, because that is sodium citrate is a conjugate base or the ester of the citric acid by definition. Okay, citric acid, let's have the words first. Citric acid, okay, plus the hydroxide or the hydroxyl group. Let's not specify yet. Okay, I'm showing you the general. Okay, and it produces sodium citrate because we already mentioned the sodium there. Okay, sodium citrate. Okay, plus the water. Remember, in esterification process or the ester, it must have always water on to react with. Okay, so meaning to say double replacement or double displacement chemical reaction as one types of chemical reactions in chemistry. Okay, so you will also remember that one, even though you are not on a higher level subject of chemistry, you should remember the 5 types of chemical reaction because those are the basis, especially in problem solving that requires stoichiometric quantitative relationship of those reactions involved. Okay, that involves the quantitative amount, grams, number of moles, liters. In here, no need. This is purely qualitative chemistry. Okay, no involved with the amount. Okay, don't be sad because we will not be computing here. Okay, sodium citrate. Okay, let's try to be honest with ourselves. I'm not good in computation. Okay. Sodium citrate plus water. It's not good also to claim that you know everything. Okay, you should also tell your weakness or your so that you can really be what we call a competent person because you have also barrier like that and you have also flaws and imperfection. There's no such perfect professional all over the world. Even the scientists are not also perfect. Okay, how many years it takes their discovery to be reliable or accepted? Okay, and they come back again to research like this. And this Albert Einstein is not really that professional. I think he don't have an education at first. Okay, maybe he's only an ordinary person like that. Okay, so we should accept the weaknesses, flaws, and imperfection. Okay, like this. Okay. Because others bloggers are trying to be perfect, right? They prepare everything, no mistakes, like this, as in perfect scripted vlogs and live streams. Okay, I don't want that one. Okay, it's really not natural, right? To do that kind of blogging, you prepare everything, so that's scripted for money purpose only. So that the reviewers, me also, I want you to, with me. So in what area I go wrong and you correct me, and then you can gain knowledge from me, I can gain knowledge from you. But the only problem is I cannot see you in actual. Okay, something like that. Okay. This is because this is only virtual information sharing. Okay. Like this. Okay, citric acid, and now this is the channel formula. We need to break down through the chemical reactions. Okay, citric acid. So citric acid is CO7. Okay, plus, and now we declared and confirmed that this is sodium hydroxide. Why? Because sodium citrate, there's a sodium there. Of course, sodium hydroxide, because we need to add hydroxyl group from the theory behind. So this is sodium hydroxide. Okay. Automatically, by common sense, huh? Because sodium citrate we produce, right? So understood, in the reaction, there's a sodium, of course. Okay, sodium citrate is the chemical reaction we have here. We copy here. Okay, copy. So Na3 and okay. Always this citric acid is the acid found naturally in sea, like that. Guava, don't forget that one. Okay, it's natural. It's not being processed. Okay, when you squeeze, when you eat, automatically there's a citric acid. Okay, there's no question. Something like that. Okay, but the citric acid here is the reaction only to produce a sodium citrate, because the sodium citrate is the raw material already. I'm just showing to you how they obtain the sodium citrate as a raw material in the soft drinks. Okay, so that we may understand also something like that. Okay, sodium citrate is the raw material, one of the raw materials here in soft drinks. Okay, so maybe you question me, where did they get that sodium citrate? In this chemical reaction. Okay? Diba? Sayra? Okay? When you ask, Sir Sotero, where did they get the sodium citrate? And you will answer, in the manufacturer of sodium citrate. That's a philosophical answer. But technical answer will be from this chemical reaction. Okay? Because a lot of Filipinos have a very philosophical humor sometimes. Okay, like that. So you cannot blame them. They're happy to that also. For example, this one. Sodium citrate. So Sotero, where did you get that sodium citrate? They will say, sodium citrate came from the company that producing the sodium citrate, of course. Like this. You'll never answer that. It comes from the chemical reaction like this. Sure, because they are trying to have humor, joke, something like philosophical joke and humor. But the technical answer is this. Coming from citric acid plus sodium hydroxide, we can obtain sodium citrate. Now, we need to balance the chemical reaction. It's always procedure. So why we need to balance always? Because that's the principle behind of chemistry. When you involve chemical reaction, we need to abide the law of conservation of mass, law of conservation of energy. Always like that in chemistry. That's really the basic foundation. This is the real purpose why we need to balance the chemical reaction. Okay, and you must understand that the number of atoms in the reactant is always equal to the number of atoms in the product. It's not the number of moles. Okay, because other students or other professionals may be confused. Because the number of moles, it will never be balanced. Okay, since time of immemorial, it will never be balanced the number of moles. Always the number of atoms. Okay, from the reactant and the product, meaning left and right. Okay, okay, like this. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Sodium. Start with the element first, huh? Or the metal. Last is the non-metal or gas. Sodium. That's a technique also. Sodium. Okay. The sodium here is 3 in the product. Okay. So to make it equal, so put 3. Okay. Because that's the law of conservation of energy, right? Like this, to put 3 here. And now, Sotero, where or what we will balance first, the hydrogen or oxygen. So it depends on you. I prefer hydrogen. Let's say lang, okay? Anyway, it can be balanced also. Okay. 8 plus 3 is equals to 11. In the hydrogen here is equals to 5 plus 2. It's not balanced, right? So it's not balanced. We'll let X, okay, as the number of atoms in the deficient of atoms. Where is the deficient of atoms? It's in the product. So we let X here. So it's lesser than 5. That's the technique. You always put the lesser one with the unknown variable. Let X, the value of atoms, to the less number of atoms, so that it will be balanced to the number of atoms in the left or in the reactant. Okay, to say this 5 plus 2x. Now, linear equation in algebra, linear doesn't involve exponential, only linear, like it's 2x plus 3y, that is like it's only, okay? So 11 is equals to 5 plus 2x. Simple algebra, okay? 11 is equals to 5 to x, and so for the value of x, so we can have this as 11 minus 5, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Automatically 3. No need to explain further why 3, because it's very basic and easy to understand. So x equals to, okay, 11 minus 6 divided by 2 is equals to oxygen. So we must put that on the x here, okay, or in the water. So that is 3 moles of water. Okay, again, balance hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen 11, and then hydrogen now in the second is equals to 5 plus 6 is equals to the perfect, equals to 11 on the spot, balancing the equation. 5 plus 6 equals to 11. Okay, and the last will be the oxygen. Oh my gosh, oxygen is the most abundant element in the planet Earth. Okay, trivia. Okay, oxygen is the most abundant element in the planet Earth. Hydrogen is the lightest element in the universe. Okay, oxygen discovered by Jules Presley, and hydrogen is discovered by Henry Cavendish. Okay, like this. So oxygen 7 plus 3 is equals to 10, and oxygen is equals to 7. Oh my gosh, perfect. Perfect. Oxygen is 10. Oh, we are very lucky today. Okay, so the reaction citric acid plus 3 moles of sodium hydroxide will yield sodium citrate plus 3 moles of water. In which this sodium citrate, we pick this up as a raw soft drink. Oh, sodium benzoate. Gosh. Gato? Sodium talaga. With and plus 80, which is an ester of the benzoic acid. It's always like an ester of the acid, or the conjugate base of that acid. It's always like the principle behind any other organic compounds that will be like that. So you should follow that one, a conjugate base of this kind of acid. Okay, the ester of this kind of acid. Okay, like that. Sodium benzoate. Okay, same principle. Okay, like this. So the formula of sodium benzoate, C6H6, remember that one. Okay, so sodium, of course, there's sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate, so ester. Okay, so like this. Ganon. Like this. Nagkalalim. Like this. Sorry, sometimes you couldn't understand very well because we don't need to discuss everything, right? So this is sodium benzoate. This CO here represents the carboxylic acid. Remember the general formula of carboxylic acid? COOH, right? C, double bond oxygen, single bond OH, like this, blah, blah, blah. And our R is the benzene. Okay, so this benzene accept the proton of one hydrogen of the carboxylic acid. That's why it's gonna be like this. You understand? Plus the sodium, because sodium also is an acceptor. Okay, acceptor of the proton by the carboxylic acid. It's gonna be an acceptor and donator always, huh? Okay, proton acceptor, electron acceptor, proton donator, electron donator, always like that. Okay, you have to understand. Like the COOH, and the H has been lost in the carboxylic acid because it's been replaced with the benzene, which is C6H6. Actually, this is C6H6, but the one hydrogen occupied by the carboxylic COO because it is benzoate. The term there is benzene, which is 6 atoms of carbon and 6 atoms of hydrogen. Just listen very well. And then it becomes only 5 atoms of hydrogen, which is C6H5, because the 1 atom or 1 proton of hydrogen will be shared to this COOH, which is the formula of carboxylic acid. So it's become already now C6H5COO. Then plus the attachment of the Na, because it will receive only a proton acceptor. Okay, that's what this is. Na, sodium benzoate, like that. Okay, like this. Now, so what is sodium benzoate? This is, oh my God, a preservative. Charots. Okay, this is a preservative. Okay, be careful because this preservative is a pickling agent. In order, this will last for how many years? Okay, imagine if the food products will last for how many years, what will happen inside? Okay, what will happen? Especially if the temperature is very high, like this, the parameters, the concentrations inside of the substances, like that, a lot of factors to be considered, right? The pressure, the temperature, the concentration, the volume, the air, okay, the handling of this soft drinks from point A to point C, something that matters also a lot. Okay, so imagine, I will just check the expiry for this. Okay, this is manufactured on November 12, 2020, and it will expire on September 11, 2021. 1 year. Okay, imagine it will take this for 1 year. So this sodium benzoate is a preservative. Okay, it is E100 something. Because E is a preservative, capital E. If you can see capital E, blah, 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 so, okay? Like the sodium benzoate is a preservative. Okay, now, what is the health benefit of this sodium benzoate when we drink soft drink? Anybody? Okay, so this is very good also for the protection against microbial activity. Microbial activity inside our body. Okay, so it can help to to neutralize them, to inhibit them. Inhibit meaning to stop their movement, something like that. Okay, that's the word, inhibit. Okay, and for the protection against this microbial activity or microbial spreading inside our system, something like that. Okay, that's the positive. Okay, only one positive for this benzoate. And also for extending the life for this product, the shelf life. 2 positive, right? But extending the life of this is not really the health benefit, right? It's only in the part of the manufacturer so that they can produce so many like this and it will be stuck for a long period of time. But it's not actually health benefit. That's business operation benefit. Okay, so let's exclude that one. Let's say only for the protection against microbial activity. Okay, like this. And it will also delay the microbial decay because if it will decay, then a lot of problem for diseases. So it will delay. So long time for the microbial to be decayed. Okay, something like that. Okay, that's only one health benefit. Okay, because we have microbiome in our body also. Okay, families, I told you. The probiotics are the bacteria. Okay, now we have the bad health effect for this. A lot. First, abdominal pain. Charot. Okay, vomiting, nausea. Okay, chromosomes damage, which is responsible for our genetic factor in our DNA gluten synthesis. Okay, and will deplete and destroy the carnitine amino acid, which is the very important amino acid in our body because this is the main producer of energy. Okay, the conversion of fatty acids from the liver will go to the powerhouse of our cells and our organ, which is the mitochondria. Nagkalalim. It's biology. Okay, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell in which the reactions took place there. So that's mitochondria. So the fatty acids from the liver, of course, it's the function of the liver, will get the fatty acid and it will transport it to the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of our cell membrane and our organs, and then there it will produce an energy to make us strong and active. So this is the purpose of carnitine. Carnitine has the formula of 7 atoms of carbon, 15 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of nitrogen, and 3 atoms of oxygen. That is carnitine. Okay, one important. That's why there's a lot of energy drink for lost weight have also L-carnitine. That's the main reason, because L-carnitine is also useful in weight loss. Okay, something like that. Because this is helpful, though it will produce energy, but it will never cause obesity. Okay, that's why we have that. What do you call that one? That drink that in the Philippines that it make you shape if you drink that. Okay, I forgot the product. It's an energy drink that has an L-carnitine. Oh, I will say all energy drink that has an L-carnitine or carnitine is very good to the have for the weight loss, because that is a main producer of energy. So this is formula of carnitine. So C7, C7H15NO3. Okay, like this. Carnitine, this one. So there are 7 atoms of carbon, 15 atoms of hydrogen, and 1 atom of nitrogen, 3 atoms of oxygen. I don't need to. What's the negative effects for the preservative? Okay, so it will destroy the carnitine as the main source of our energy for our strength and for the weight loss. Number 2, abdominal pain. It will pain our tummy like this. Okay, chromosomal damage. Okay, like vomiting, nausea. Okay, so those are symptoms. If we overconsumed and we drink regularly, suffering dili-dili alatul. Okay, something like that. Okay, so sodium benzoate is the preservative is not good. Okay, like that. Now, I will tell you, so how can we obtain sodium benzoate? Again, we will use the esterification reaction to produce sodium benzoate that is used as a raw material in this soft drink, okay, Sprite. Okay, now I'll show you the chemical reaction. Like this. Okay, esterification reaction, ester plus water. Okay, like that. Since this is sodium benzoate, so we will produce that one. So we will have the product here. Okay, sodium benzoate, Na6H5. Oh my God, I'm very slow in discussing. There's still another one that's very difficult. Oh my gosh, organic chemistry. Okay, sodium benzoate plus, okay, like this, plus water. And then, so this is a conjugate base of an acid. Our acid will be benzoic acid. Okay, C6H5COOH. Benzoic acid. Okay, plus the OH or hydroxyl group. So understood, sodium hydroxide automatically, because we are stating sodium benzoate, so sodium hydroxide. Okay, so what are being mentioned there is always your products, it's always your reactants. Don't include the elements that are not being part of the chemical reaction. Common sense, right? Okay, like this. And now balance the chemical reaction. This chemical reaction for, this is our sodium benzoate, is our preservative. Okay, preservative. If we say pickling food agent, meaning it is a food agent that will allow the shelf life of the food products for a long period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, so that the composition of the chemical reaction will not alter, something like that. Okay, unless you will throw that on the, a very hot environment like this, then it will change because it's very high temperature, right? the taste will change. Okay. So preservative. Okay, this one is our preservative. Sodium benzoate here. Okay, like this. So balance the chemical reaction. Carbon 6, carbon 6. Charot. 7 manggod. Carbon 7. Sorry. Carbon 7. Okay, and then sodium, di ba? Sodium 1, sodium 1. And then hydrogen, 5, 6, 7 hydrogen, and then 2, 7 hydrogen also, and then oxygen, oh my gosh, 3, oxygen 3. Perfect! Sana all, because it's 2 times already, we get a perfect chemical reaction. Okay, this is a perfect chemical reaction. Okay, balance all, everything is balanced already, ideally. Okay, so benzoic acid plus sodium hydroxide. So basically, this is neutralization reaction, the reverse of the esterification, right? Okay, is equal to the sodium benzoate plus water. Okay, this is the esterification process. Okay, like this is the ester and this is the water. Okay, in organic chemistry, this is the salt and this is the water. Since salt plus water is a hydrolysis reaction. It depends on the context, but the same only principle behind. Okay, like this. So this way we obtain preservative. Okay, so the manufacture of sodium citrate, in which a raw material of soft drinks, the Coca-Cola bottlers incorporated by this through this chemical reaction. Okay, and the manufacturer of that company producing this sodium benzoate is doing this chemical reaction because they cannot produce this without this chemical reaction. Okay, like that, because this is not natural. Esters are not natural occurring product. That is through chemical reaction. Again, it's not found in the fruits directly. It's not found in the food in the plants directly, like that. It is manufactured from or produced from the chemical reaction. So that company company X producing sodium benzoate, which is the preservative used in this soft drink Sprite, is using this chemical reaction. No other. Okay? Like this. Because it is sodium, they specify, unless they use calcium. So it will be calcium benzoate, right? They're not using calcium here. If calcium, good, because calcium is good for the bone health, and potassium also is very good for the bone. Okay? So why they use sodium? Because this is for acidity purpose, as I discussed a while ago, to produce HCl, which is the digestion acid, hydrochloric acid. Sodium chloride plus water equals to sodium chloride, hydrochloric acid, okay, plus sodium hydroxide. Okay, so if we don't have HCl in our body, then our foods will not be digested. Okay, that's why we need salt. We need to eat salty foods also. But the problem is, if too much consumption, it will cause, kidney malfunction because this is stuck in the urinary tract in our kidney. It develops stones, it excess in salts. That's why this leads to obesity. Okay, obesity if too much salt also, overconsumption. Okay, so too much sugar, too much salt, not good for the kidney. This will lead to a lot of diseases, interrelated diseases, cardiovascular diseases, hyperglycemia, type 2 diabetes, something like this. Okay, blah, 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 so and so. And it will be interconnected with each other because that is a physiological reaction, physiology inside our body. So if one has been damaged, time will come, the other also will damage. That's why we need to prevent from spreading the damage of this one organ to another organ by healthy lifestyle, selecting the right food and drinks which are helpful, and then back up with regular exercise, okay, like that, and knowledge. Knowledge meaning, if you know how to prevent, no need to buy multivitamins or any medicine because you don't have symptoms of diseases, right? And you don't have to go to the doctor, okay? Because doctor also involves money. If you are just very clever and smart enough to research all those things in your mind, then no need for you to spend money. Something like that for the doctors, because the doctors also will, prescribe you what are the medicines like that, blah blah blah, so on. So because you are not taking of yourself, you are abusing yourself, something like that. But it doesn't mean you don't have to taste good food or delicious food, yummy food, just because I'm telling you this. Okay, you can still do it, but I'm telling you, do not intake it excessively and very high level dosage or overconsumption, I mean. Okay, like that. So this is our example, serene Sprite. Okay, like that. And another composition for the carbonated soft drink will be the, oh my god, this is the most difficult, I think so, tartrazine. I think only BS chemists, no, chemists and chemical engineers can understand this. Okay, I doubt also the pharmacy students and the medical technologists, because they have also higher chemistry, right? Tartrazine. Charot. Grabe naman itong tartrazine. Tartrazine, my God, can cause cancer. Okay? Because it will cause a cell damage of the organ. This tartrazine. Okay? This is E110. This is color flavoring. Color flavoring, food dye, color, anything about color you see in the cake, okay, in the pastries. If you make it pink, it make yellow, it make orange, due to the tartrazine or E110. So all flavor coloring, food additives. So the disadvantages, for this tartrazine, okay, it will lead you to be hyperactive all the time, just like the caffeine, but it's more than of the caffeine, because the more you will be hyperactive more, it will lead you to behavioral problem, specifically your children. If you keep on giving them fancy foods, okay, like that, going to the fast food and ice cream, whatever, halo, the food coloring in it. That's why there's a lot of color, brown, green, and the children also love colors. Just like me before, I'm a children, I like colors also. Or any children all over the world like colors that match. Since you are the parents, you should also, take an alternative rather than those fancy foods. Feed them with a more healthful food, right? Like that, because those cakes, blah blah blah, have tartrazine, okay, the food coloring E110. So this tartrazine have no good health effects, only for the color to be attractive. See, only for the color to be attractive, and then so that it will not be soluble to water. Imagine put aluminum and calcium. Good for calcium, it is for the bone health, for the growth of our bone, to avoid osteoporosis. But what about aluminum? Do you think aluminum is good for the health? Do you think aluminum can dissolve easily? Take note. Calcium and aluminum are added to tartrazine in order this food coloring will not be dissolved to water. Now, if there's no this calcium and aluminum, then the color will be dissolved. That's why the color will not be dissolved. That's the purpose. They put calcium and aluminum for this tartrazine food coloring or food dye. So the disadvantages are it will cause you hyperactive for your children, behavioral problems like blah, 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 and can cause also cancer. Okay, like this. Too much food coloring. Okay, like this. Cancer and this food coloring. Okay, cancer, blah, blah. Hyperactivity. Okay, too much active cause behavioral problems, something like that. Okay. Tartrazine, 110. So I will show you the formula of tartrazine. Charot, okay? Ganon. So actually, that's why they approve this, because the FDA, Food Drugs and Authority, like that, approve Okay, they check before also releasing that one. That's why it will not become a problem. But what I mean, if you always take that over and over again, because we love cakes, halo-halo, anything that has color, food coloring, okay? We love that food. Even me, I love that food also. But we overconsume that one. That's the time. It can cause cancer and hyperactivity. Okay? Like that. And it can cause really the damage of the cells for our organ. Imagine. Okay? For overconsumption. Okay? Like that. Do not eat this dili-dili ala tool. Okay? Because have food coloring. Okay? Like that. I will show you the formula of tartrazine. Charot. Okay. Grabe na talaga. Okay. This is deep, deep organic chemistry really. Okay. Tartrazine. The formula will be charot, 16 atoms of carbon. Okay. Hydrogen. Okay. 9 atoms of hydrogen. Okay. 4 atoms of nitrogen. Okay. Like this. 3 atoms of sodium. Charot. Oh my gosh. And 9 atoms of oxygen. Too much, right? And sulfur. Oh my gosh. Imagine. There are 6 elements involved in the tartrazine. We have the carbon, the hydrogen, the nitrogen, the sodium, oxygen, and S. This is what I told you a while ago. S is the sulfur. It's also a salt. So plus the sodium salt, plus the chloride salts, right? I mentioned earlier. Too much salts really from the soft drinks, this one. Okay? It will develop stone. Okay? It's already proven. Okay? 101% sure. Okay? This sodium also a salt. Okay? And this N also will react to oxygen to form as nitrate, which is also a salt. Because as I told you earlier, ATE is a salt. Nitrate. Okay? Because there's a nitrogen, right? Oh, too much salt. Really? So this is the formula. So CHNNaOS. Oh my gosh. This is the general formula. Oh, there are 16 atoms of carbon. Okay? 9 atoms of hydrogen, 4 atoms of nitrogen, 3 atoms of sodium. Still sodium is there, huh? And 9 atoms of oxygen and 2 atoms of sulfur. That's why the sodium here is, well, in this content is have 7 milligram. Oh, this is 7 milligram sodium. And there's also a sodium here in the carbonated soft drink, carbonated raw materials also. Oh my God, a lot of sodium. Okay? But you cannot feel the salt because it's been neutralized with sugar. A lot of sugar here, right? So we have total sugar, 13.2 grams. Oh. And then we have only 7 milligram. Milli is lesser than grams. So the taste of the sugar is dominant over the taste of the sodium. That's why you will never felt salty for this. This is the technical science behind. Okay, because there's a lot of sugar. There's added sugar, 13.2. Oh my gosh. The equalizer, total sugar also 13.2. That's another. And the carbohydrates also 13.2. Oh my gosh. Why 13.2 always? They're very clever, right? They equalize. 13.2 are they try to balance. Okay, like this. So, 8 milligram, how many grams? And then you will convert that one as long as it will never go beyond to 400 milligrams, which appropriate dosage level of caffeine for our intake daily, food type. It is bad to the health. Now I will show you the organic chemical structure or the parts of this organic compound that will react to other substances, right? Like this. So this is the formula, charot. Ganon. Like this. Okay. Ganon. Ganon siya. Ganon. Okay. OH. See, OH already. So this is, polar environment already with water, right? So that's why. Okay. NaCOO, like this. And here. And then here. Like this. And we will count the oxygen like this, blah, 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 so and so, and it will reach to count. Oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, nagaganon. Okay? Like that. Okay? Very clear, ha? This is the formula of tartrazine, molecular formula. Okay? Lisod ba ya? No? This is very difficult, really. Okay? This one. See? This is the molecular organic formula of this one. It's just the same. This is the general molecular formula, and this is the general molecular structural formula. When we speak about structural formula, that is the breakdown of the attachments. Where do you put the bonding? Okay, the orientation, where you will attach the hydrogen, the carbon, and the elements, something like that. So this is more detailed, and it will prove you. For example, me, sometimes I will memorize that. If I will prove that one, I will just make the molecular structural formula because it's really the exact one. And you have to count that one by one. And then if it agrees with the general formula, then the general formula is wrong, something like that, because this is really the correct. Like this, okay? The structural orientation of the spatial arrangement of the chemicals, something like that, okay? So this is for the tartrazine. Okay, food coloring, food dye. Okay, something like that, okay? It's not good for the health. Okay, so this one. Did I miss something? So the carbonated soft drink raw materials or composition are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the carbonated water, which I show you, the CO2 plus H2O, natural lemon flavor, acidity regulator, which is specifically the citric acid, the sodium citrate, okay, the conjugate base of citric acid, or an ester. Okay, and we have the tartrazine, which is the food coloring. Okay, the food coloring also have different types. We have the F, D, and C, number 5. Like that, we have also number 4. Okay, food yellow, number 4. Like that, we have the acid yellow, number 2, 3. So the one who will regulate that one are the, the food and drugs and cosmetic department. Okay, but since these are being done with the United States of America as the as the basis internationally, and then the other also countries of the world are following this basis because we have also, or they have also their own food and drugs and cosmetics department. But the parent legislation and the parent regulation is coming from the USA, something like this. Okay, they are always the parent, the backbone always in every legislation, in every laws, in food, in safety. This USA really is the one who dominates, okay, in terms of regulation, legislation that could serve as a guidance all over the world. Though we have our specific local food and drugs and cosmetics also in our own country, but still they are applying the principles behind in the United States of America, food and drugs and community, okay, department, something like that. That's why F, D, and C, number 5, like this. If you found that on the drinks, that means it's food coloring and food dye. And if you found letter E, capital E, that means also there are also, preservative, something like that, okay? So the tartrazine is E110. Charot. Okay, any questions so far? It takes me 1 hour and 37 minutes for this live streaming. Okay. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for listening for this long live streaming. If you think you like this video, then you can share to anybody else to add little information to them and to add little information from you also. And then if you are not subscribing yet my channel, then do subscribe now. Click the notification bell for some news updates of I am a singer eternal voice. Welcome to my YouTube world. This is again engineer Sotero, Nepomuceno engineer, registered chemical engineer, and an OSH engineer. Bye bye. God bless everybody. Thank you so much for listening. God bless. See you later for another live streams and live streamings. Thank you. And bloggings also, right? Thank you so much. Baboosh.